Has the big game update work? Is anti-cheat now in game? Can we see these false times taken off of the leaderboard? Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown video. Today we're going to do a little test here in the Jaguar F-Type. Of course, the big update has now came up for the game. The servers were down and they have now enabled some form of anti-cheat mechanism in the game to get rid of those really shit, really false lap times on the board. Today we're going to head over to the high stakes race. Shifting sand, 67% gravel, 33% asphalt, daily driver supercar category, 550 to 700 RP. Likelihood, the supercars are going to be the OP ones for this one. But what I want to do here first of all is take ourselves over to the leaderboard and have a look at what's already here. There's just 6 times set, but that online leaderboard at this point looks to have reset. There's no times there. Some interesting times on the board: a 2-minute 26, a 2-minute 43, 56, 3-minute 2, 3-minute 5, 3-minute 57. So we know it's going to be relatively competitive. With only 6 times on the board, it begs the question, is nobody doing these ranked races? But is that also because of the cheats that was happening in game? Has it all now been fixed? Let's dive into it. Let's find out about it in today's video. Like I mentioned, we are going to be in the F-Type SVR. For me, a fantastic off-road vehicle. With it being a supercar, I think this one is largely OP in game as it currently sits. We'll do our first run here. We'll get to know the track that we've got, probably make a mistake or two. Second run, I will hope to be very competitive. As we come downhill over the bridge, we can see the back end does just step out on us a little bit here as we come up across the beach section. We unfortunately just clipped that little boat sitting there. I'm not getting too worked up. I use the first race of the high stakes here to find my feet, understand the track, understand where grip is and where it essentially isn't, and the fastest lines to take. So I'm not too concerned about clipping that boat there. As we come off the beach section, we do get a little bit squirmy, a bit out of hand, back onto the road section, which is wet. At this point, I do have a versatile gearbox in the F-Type and I do have off-road tyres fitted. I think I might have made a mistake. I think I should have went with all season, as this thing does handle every terrain fantastically well with the all seasons tyres. As we do cross the finish line, start-finish line, to start the second lap here, we can maybe start to tighten up a little bit here, find our feet on this circuit and, you know, start to get ourselves in the right rhythm, the right pattern for our second attempt at this one. As we do come back across the beach section, we only just catch that checkpoint just there. We got very, very ambitious to stay on the outside, only just clipping it, but we managed it nonetheless. Into the hairpin, can we make a better attempt this time out? We go early, we get a good entry and an even better exit this time out. Unfortunately, clipping that outside banking again, so not the best exit, unfortunately there. But like I said, we're finding our feet in the F-Type. We want to know the fastest route around this one, and it is staying left on this little freeway section and not clipping that inside reservation there. We want to stay left, as when we come back onto this section, we want to hug that inside wall so we can be as fast as we can to start off lap number 3. Once again, back down into turn 1, let the back end of this thing slide around as much as we can, down onto the beach section, across that bridge. One last time to round out today's first race here, and again, we only just clip that outside checkpoint. Totally got a squirm for words there. We only just catch it. We're getting very brave with that one overall. Into the hairpin one last time here. Can we make a better effort? No, we can't. We're slow in, a little bit faster out. We don't hit that outside banking. You know, that there needs tightened up. That does need a little bit of work here, but we'll push forward. We'll finish off race number 1, attempt number 1 here in the F-Type Jaguar. Last little bit around the freeway section as we come off track. Once again, we come off a little bit hot here and we make a devastating mistake. We missed the start finish line, so not a great time for for race number 1 here, but that there for me is okay. We wanted to find our feet in this race. Back over to leaderboard, a 2-minute 44, and it doesn't show. It only shows in my results. It doesn't show in the high stakes, which we would be in 3rd place at this point, but it doesn't show our time of a 2:44.44. I don't know why that's happened, but we'll head over to our second attempt here. This is going to be the clean attempt. This is the one we want to focus in on. Head it down into turn 1 in the SVR once again. We don't have the best of turn 1s here, but we know we're going to make time up on lap number 1 with the first attempt clipping the boat into this first little beach section. We come onto the beach a lot cleaner this time out, and again we're very risky, only just clipping that checkpoint. But as we can see, we have just passed our first attempt there, which did unfortunately clip that boat up into our hairpin. How are we going to handle the hairpin here? Have we learned our lessons? We're slow in. We're a little bit faster out there. I don't mind that one all too much. It's probably one of the cleaner efforts that we have had. Back onto that freeway section. It feels like our first lap here, but we know that first lap already is much cleaner than our first attempt there. Just missing that central reservation on this freeway section. What kind of lap time are we going to lay down here? It feels like it's going to be a good one as we do get brave. We get very brave to finish up lap number 1 there. We do clip the rocks on the right hand side. Round turn 1, we can just see on the minimap our first attempt's actually only a couple of seconds behind us, so we do need to be very clean to round out the second and third laps here. Managing to get that checkpoint a little bit cleaner this time out. We were getting far too risky with that in all of the previous laps that we have done so far. Uphill into the hairpin. Can we be a bit cleaner this time out? A little bit quicker in. Nice power slide. Just missing that banking, so a lot better on the execution of the hairpin there. And as we already know, back up onto the freeway. I don't mind clipping that outside off-roady bit there. The car's built for off-road, so we're not actually losing any time taking a straight line out of that one. Let's push downhill though. Let's cross the start-finish line. Start off race number 3. We're a lot cleaner to come across the start-finish line for lap 3. We're a lot cleaner this time out for turn 1 there. A big power slide around that one. It looks like we're going to have a much better lap time just here. Across the bridge. Unfortunately, we lose the back wheel off the bridge, and it really unsettles us coming onto the beach section here. We do manage to get our checkpoint, which is good. Our lap time is probably going to fall apart just a little bit there with us losing the back wheel on the bridge section, but we are ahead of our previous attempt. Into the hairpin, we know we're unsettled, we're rattled at this point, we want to try and keep ourselves together. We actually make a good execution of the hairpin, very happy with that result overall. Back onto the freeway for one last time. Can we finish this lap off cleanly? Can we set a competitive time in the Jaguar F-Type SVR? Let's dip it back downhill one last time, guys. Cross that start finish line. What kind of time do we set? Where do we rank on the high stakes leaderboard? Well, we may do head over to that leaderboard right here. 2 minutes 36.65. With a lap time of 51 seconds, it still doesn't show. Why is the time not showing? We will be in second place. Why is the time not showing? I don't understand what has happened here. The leaderboard's there, and to me, this is an updated leaderboard. Okay, there's only 9 times on this leaderboard, but for some reason, our time isn't showing on the online leaderboard or the high stakes leaderboard. I don't understand why my times aren't showing. I should be in second place. 2 minutes 36 with a 51 second lap time. I don't know. I don't have an answer. But the interesting part there, in first place, was a Fluoro Huracan. Now, we've already got this one. I've already built this for off-road, but I've never used it. I built this for over in Ibiza, but I never got a chance to use it. We're going to use our last attempt here, pay the 10,000 entry fee, and see if the Lamborghini Huracan is actually any good off-road. I still believe that the F-Type SVR is the OP supercar for off-road, but first place in our leaderboards in a Huracan. We've got to test the theory. We'll come across the bridge. We've only got one attempt here. We cannot screw this one up. And we do. That's that, guys. we screw up the lap time. We don't make a good effort there, unfortunately, for the video, but I thought it was good to stick that in. Nothing's perfect, is it? But even at that, our time's still not showing, even after completing all of the possible. We actually set a 2 minute 50 in the Fluoro there just to be fully transparent. But even after all of that, our time still doesn't show on the online leaderboard or in the high stakes leaderboard. Time will tell. I might have to do an update to see, if I do get the reward for completing high stakes, where I ranking that one, etc. You guys can let me know if you've seen any improvement with the update, with the anti-cheat mechanism coming into place. I was going to do a video to cover it all off, but there's tons out there. Is it really that interesting? I personally don't think so. It's something we've all been asking for in game. It's something that we have now got. Time will tell if it does work. My hope is it does work, because I get really pissed off looking at leaderboards when we try to be competitive and it's just full of fake lap times. Guys, before you do leave today, as always, please do smash up the like button, subscribe and tap on the bell. Thoroughly appreciate the guys that have done that already, joining the channel. Great community down in the comment section, guys, so stick some comments down there as well. Help feed that YouTube algorithm. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Stay tuned for more updates on Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown.